appreciate that input.
Hello and welcome to the comment section, the #1 forum for feedback. I'm your host, Spencer Crittenden, and just off the top, I want to address some controversies that showed up in the comment section. A lot of people have been saying we haven't been on the air, we've been missing episodes, it's been 2 to 3 weeks without an episode, and I just want to tell you, you're wrong. We have been putting out episodes. If you can't find them, that's on you. We can't, we actually do the show for smart people. And if you haven't been able to find the show, then maybe you're just too dumb to listen. And that's not my problem.
I find it particularly disturbing, Spencer, because I was in those episodes. I was away for a while and I was in these episodes that people are saying never happened.
I know, that's the thing, is we welcome back Jeff Davis, the rightful host of the show. I mean, we honestly did a big song and dance. There was an orchestra, what's his name? Robert Durst, the famous Jinx character. He stopped by.
Mm-hmm. Fred Durst.
Fred Durst, his dad, Robert Durst's dad, Fred Durst. I think the timeline checks out.
Yeah. Great
Kristen Durst. No, Kristen Dunst. Kristen Dunst.
She had her name changed to Kirsten Durst.
Kirsten Durst.
Just for the episode that people are saying it didn't happen. I'll tell you one thing, Spencer. It is a goddamn pleasure to be back here at That Happens, because for so long things were happening, but I was not part of the happenings, and now I'm back.
Well, that's the thing, and that's what was so upsetting. People were like, did that even happen? That it seems like that didn't happen. It's like, no, that happens. That's the whole point. You can't say it didn't actually happen. It did. You're gaslighting us by saying it wasn't there. So
as the great rapper and poet Tone Loc said, that's what happens when bodies start slapping from doing the wild thing. What
a name, huh? How, like, I guess, was that like a stage name, or was that his given name, you think?
I think his name was Tony. He was Tony Loco, if memory holds, and at these advanced stages of my twilight years, memory really just keeps on slipping into the future.
Into the future?
Yeah.
Man,
go ahead.
In elementary school, my friends and I love to parodize songs, like make parodies. And my friend had one for that song, and it was "Bagels Keep on Slipping Into the Toaster," and we had a lot of fun with that.
That's a solid one. That's very good.
Yeah.
I think I may have mentioned this before, but I live alone, like a hermit, like in a cloistered monastery, and I'm constantly singing and rapping and doing hilarious bits of terpsichore and legerdemain. And I some of the songs I write, I don't write them down. You know why? Because art is not eternal.
Exactly.
It's like trying to catch a firefly in the same jar twice. It happens once. As Buddha said, the master does his work, or her work, or their work, if you're totally woke, and walks away from it.
That's the thing, man. I mean, like you were saying last week, you're the greatest artwork you've ever put together is just your life. Every interaction, every little smile, every tear you shed. That's just part of the grand work that is your life, and it'll never be done. Until the day that you shuffle off your mortal coil, which is maybe your greatest work yet.
I think the only downside to being me, Jeff B. Davis, is that I don't get to appreciate me in the third person like the rest of you all do. I mean, every move I make is a picture, you guys. Every move. If I stepped in poop, you would go, give me some of that poop. You'd want to be in the same. You'd wish you had size 14 shoes and could slip on a poopy shoe and just walk a mile in my stink foot. But we discussed this all in our last episode. I don't know why we're going back over this again.
Yeah, I just want to say that I wouldn't say it's the great tragedy, but it is to me a tragedy that I can't appreciate myself the way other people do, because the version of me that people seem to hold in their heads seems a lot happier and richer and like just like, you know, able to do things, whereas me, I'm just fucking like sitting on my bed, you know. It's like this sucks. But the version of me that people like tell me about and assume of me, it's like, man, I would love to be that person. That sounds like a fucking blast.
I was hanging out with my brother yesterday. I haven't seen him in a month or so, and he said that at work he ran into a coworker who said that he's a fan of Harmon Quest, and he said that he saw you in a store or, you know, just walking down the street, kicking down the cobblestones and feeling groovy. And he said like you didn't have the long beard. And you looked a little different, but he knew that it was you, and he was too afraid to walk up to you and say hello, and he's your biggest fan.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I've had bigger, you know. No, I don't know. It is interesting. It's like, I don't know. You know, you're a striking figure too, but you know, you're on some level you're a hot guy, and there do exist a lot of hot guys, right? But me, I'm pretty unique even among my like trucker archetype, you know. I don't know. I have these weird soft lumpy features that I think like are hard to miss. People even flag me down when I'm wearing a mask, which is basically all the time. Anywhere I go, anywhere, I'm always wearing an N95 these days, and I still occasionally get recognized by, for instance, a guy at 7-Eleven.
You're still doing the mask.
Oh yeah, I'm loving it. It's a lot of fun to wear a mask.
There's times when I'll wear it in close quarters. I certainly wear it in airports and on planes and like in public transportation, or, you know, Lyfts or Ubers or whatnot. But I'll certainly keep one handy if somebody like requires me to wear one. But the one thing I do miss about the mask is that I'm a mutterer. I talk a lot of shit under my breath, and so I'm constantly like, look at this fucking guy. Are you fucking kidding me? Jesus Christ. And it like, I think they could still hear it through my mask, but but I think it's more of a perfect crime that they can't see the lip movement, because I'm really turning into like the get off my lawn guy. Everything, not everything. I get needlessly irritable. I don't know about you.
Well, I just hate myself and everything else. So, you know, it's not like a crankiness. It's more of this visceral kind of disgust, you know?
Yeah, I'm disgusted at myself that's become something that I've noticed that I'm doing more and more and more. And what disappoints me about that the most is that it was a trait that I didn't like in my mother, that she was very difficult to please. Nothing ever pleased her. I mean, that's not true. I'm quite exaggerating that, but she was in my experience, she could be very hard to please, and like the expectations were often, I felt a little high, sometimes maybe impossibly high. But then again, that might just been my own hang up, you know, like maybe I just felt that there was expectations that were placed on me that there weren't. But if I'm a guy that doesn't like being expected to, you know, live up to high standards all the time and never be able to make a mistake, why do I expect that of strangers in public settings? Because people are crazy people. In my experience, people are the worst people, and they got to get their shit together.
Yeah, I heard this thing just the other day where someone says, I have high expectations of myself and low expectations of everyone else, which is, I mean, probably its own problem, but that's, you know, it's hard trying to put expectations on other people, because first of all, people don't know that you have expectations of them, right? But on the other hand, you know, people are just disappointing. Like no one, like people are going to fail. We're imperfect humans, right? So, you know, we're never necessarily going to live up to everyone else's standards. So, but you know, it's good to have highest standards of yourself, but it's also good to forgive yourself. I don't know. Maybe that person was broken too. I mean, we all are, I guess.
Well, I think I need to, like, we need to do a crisscross, like one of those movies where like the old guy becomes the young guy and the young guy becomes the old guy, like Big or
a Freaky Friday situation.
Yeah, we got to do a Freaky Friday because I think I should have, at this point in my life, higher expectations for myself. I'm very lazy and have no ambition, and I think I should be holding myself to a much higher bar. And and let off on everybody else. Like leave other people just like do their thing. It's like, for instance, do you have restless leg? Have we talked about this before? Are you a restless leg person?
Yeah, I think it's calmed down a little bit, but I definitely have that. Yeah.
Right. And Kevin, hello, Kevin.
Hello.
Hello, Kevin.
Great, Kevin. Good job.
Only when I'm trying to sleep and I'm like overtired do I get it.
In bed.
When you get that point where you're so tired you can't fall asleep, I'll get it then, and that just makes it so much worse.
Do you share a bed with your partner?
Yes. Yeah.
Does she have a reaction to that? Does she not notice? Does she not care?
Sleep through a bomb going off. Nothing affects her at all.
Really? Or she's just sublimating some deep anguish, and it's going to come out in a horrible, awful way someday.
Bit of both, probably a bit of both.
Okay, because there was a dude. I stopped drinking for a while, and and one of my favorite things is to go out to like a restaurant and have a beer and read. And I don't want to go out and just like have like a soda or a lemonade or like a bunch of sugar and sit there and read. I don't want to sit there and just drink water and just be a guy taking up space. So I don't know what to do with that. But I went out the other day and I was having lunch, and there was a dude in this restaurant, and it was a Spitz Mediterranean kind of kebab,
nice.
Sandwich joint, and there was a dude sitting on one of the metal stools at this very large bar counter area, and he had really, really hardcore, like his leg was really going, not just like a little micro flutter, like with like an 1.5-inch range. I'm going to say 4 to 5 inches of range from top to bottom, and at turbo speed, really, really, really cooking. And I don't know how you can live like that. I know it's a very common thing. But I'm hyper obsessed with it. I can't not see it, and then I can't read with that in my peripheral vision. But this guy took it to the extreme, and he was on a metal stool, like an old vintagey metal stool, a bar stool, and the little lower footrest ring that goes in between the legs where you can rest your foot and not rest your foot if you have restless leg. And he was going 8 to the bar, as they say, but the metal, like, it was loose. So the entire restaurant, clang, 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 clang. He had made his restless leg like an audio visual extravaganza, and I just like that. He either doesn't notice that, which is insane, or he does notice it, and he needs to be removed from polite society.
Yeah, one of my problems with people these days is they don't really have situational awareness. So I would just, negatively assume that he just has no comprehension either of the noise at all, or the fact that he's making a noise that he doesn't necessarily have to make that is affecting other people. People are like that all the time now. It really drives me up the wall.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people make noises like they tap on bars or tables, or they talk needlessly loud. And I think a lot of that is, look at me, I got to be me. Like, it's just it's just reminding the world that they exist, and it's that's a very human thing, and also a very sad situation. I don't get the feeling that this guy was saying, hey, listen and look at me. I think that his anxieties are such that whatever drives it, like he's hearing so much other stuff, like there's so much other feedback coming through his antenna that the last thing he's going to notice is that he's making a racket.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It's not good. Send them all to the moon.
Yeah.
But not VIP moon.
Yeah. I'm a car nose picker. I'll come right out and admit this, everybody. If you're gonna clear out the nostrils and you think you got a rampant bogey up there and you gotta extract it, the car is the place to do it. But there was a dude walking down the street a couple blocks from my house. I was driving home, and he saw me really getting up there, and we both had a good laugh about it. I think there was a moment of shock and horror on my face, and then I just started laughing, and then he had a big wide smile, and I think we shared something special in that moment.
Yeah, I'm the same way, and I applaud your bravery in coming out. Making me able to come out about this. But yeah, when you're in the car, you're never going to see any of these fucking people again. So like,
Right.
I don't care what these people see. It's like it's never going to come back to me. So
Right. Yeah. I mean, I love moments like of nonverbal human communication, like when you see a stranger and you both saw the same thing happen and it was funny or it was weird, and you just do like camera takes to each other, and then you both share like you saw that happen, right? And then just from across the room, and you just get like a little nod, and like those moments make me very happy. I like when a lot is said without any actual outright communication. I think that's humans are awesome like that sometimes. What's your current stance on human beings right now, Spencer?
I'm con. I think it's okay. So yeah, I'm not pro. I'm con.
Are you con with a K-A-H-N? Like you're going to come down and destroy us?
Con. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Like we're late stage pandemic. The pandemic's not over, but we are late stage or whatever. But I've kind of come around. Whereas like before, I was like, how dare you? Get other people sick, risking other people's lives. And now I'm like, pandemic could probably stand to kill a couple more people. Like I think a lot more people should go probably, but joke's on me because those are the people that are going to survive, all the people that need to get knocked off, but it was weird coming to like consciously realize that, oh, what a malefic thing to believe and to come around on. I don't know, like people, no one wears masks on the plane anymore, and I don't know, I've just witnessed conversations and arguments being like it's dangerous to fly if you have COVID, but it's like they're not wearing fucking masks. It's not like anyone's caring if they spread it, so it's like fuck them, they could all die. I don't give a shit. I don't know.
Yeah, like I did a lot of flying. We took a little break over August. But before that, we did a lot of live shows, and we were all over the yard, and so it's a lot of airports, a lot of planes, and me and the boys in the cast are very pro mask while on a plane, and most people are. Here's a demographic of people that don't give two fucks about masks: pilots and flight crews. You see them walking with their little rolly bags and their little brass epaulets on, and the flight attendant staff pitching down the main drag of an airport terminal, and none of them have masks on, and yet the first thing they do when they get on the plane is tell you to wear a mask at all times unless you're eating or drinking, and they come over and tell you to put your mask back on. But these motherfuckers flouting their own FAA required bullshit, and they're just walking around. I knew a few. I still know them. I have some friends that have been flight attendants, and they bear out something that I've long suspected, that most pilots are complete assholes. The male ones. I've never met a female airline pilot, but the guys that I've run into when you're at at an airport hotel and they're at the lounge or something like that, because it's always good to see your flight crew getting a nice buzz on the night before a flight,
or the morning of.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think they wear masks because I think that they think they're awesome and they're special, and they probably are. I would say leaning towards the "don't fuck with me" ex-military, conceal and carry kind of shit. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure. But if you could fly a plane, I guess you would. I mean, I would be all like, I am better than these people. I can fly a fucking plane. I'm a magic man. I'm capable of flight.
No, you're a bus driver. I mean, it's cool. It's cool.
They should call them bus pilots, right? Don't you think?
Bus pilots. Yeah.
Right.
No, I as somebody who flies a lot, the last thing I should be doing is talking shit to the flight crew. I think it's an awesome job. I don't know how they do it because those seats are little, and they're in that cockpit for a very, very long time. They're on there before you get on, and they're out of their way after you're off. And so I don't know how you do it. I got to fly it. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say that, like, it's I don't know, like it's not been working out for them either, because flights are constantly getting canceled because they don't have enough flight staff. Everyone's sick with COVID, or like they don't have any fucking pilots because the pilots all have COVID. They're like, we're trying to fly in another pilot. We're trying to get another pilot. He'll be here in 6 hours, so you guys have to stay on the plane on the runway for 6 hours in your seats with no air conditioning because we have to fly a pilot in. It's like, after enough of that, you'd expect, hey, maybe just wear a mask or something. I don't know. But on the other side, I feel a bit more sympathy for employees in general. No, I don't think flight staff, I think like that they're excluded, but I feel a bit more sympathy just because, like, I don't know, at least for me, I don't have to wear a mask all the time. I wear a mask when I go in the store, and then when I get out, I take it off. But you know, if you're working 8 hours a day, 5, 6, 7 days a week, you know, like then that really starts to wear on you. And once you're like, I don't have to wear a mask, then I can see, like, man, it's hard to go back to wearing a mask for like 8 hours a day, you know. But again, I feel like flight and certain jobs, it's like, well, come on, you know, and even then there's still employees that wear masks the whole work shift. So I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Kevin, are you still experiencing long-term side effects or effects from COVID?
No, none at all. I'm so happy. It's okay. Gone now. It's completely gone.
What was the total
Kevin
duration?
Had some ivermectin.
Total duration of it?
Yeah, of your symptoms.
It was probably a year total, I think, of just, you know, weird smells and not being able to smell anything else and all that. Yeah. But yeah, I think I'm back to normal now. Never want that again.
Speaking of weird smells,
it's time for a segment.
Yeah. Fart corner. So you know about this your intestinal biome? You know about all this?
Oh yeah, I was just talking the other day that I want a fecal transplant, Jeff.
I would
go ahead.
My ex-girlfriend Laura, she knows a guy that had one of the, if not the first fecal transplant.
Wow.
I've done precious little reading up on the fecal transplant operation or scene or whatever it is. Do they put someone else's poop in you?
My understanding is you poop or a guy poops, you know, patient zero poops, healthy man poops, and then they blend it up in a common kitchen blender, and then they use that to fill a capsule, you know, like a classic pill capsule, and then either you eat it or you shove it up your butt. I think that's how it works.
I think it's the shove. Yeah, it's the shove.
Yeah. Which I think I could get down with that. That seems good. You know, they're saying healthy.
They don't tell you to eat shit. They don't tell you to eat shit. They just tell you to shove it up your ass. I love that. That's so you take a little anyway. You take a suppository of somebody else's poop in a gel cap and you shove it up your rump, and then you wait that dissolves, and now those microbiotic or whatever the hell biome good guys go up there and eat up all the bad guys.
Yeah, that's my understanding. Which, you know, I've heard that people who are good at maintaining their weight, even when they eat a lot of food, like, you know, there's people who can eat whatever they want and not gain weight, right? You know, those people have like completely different gut biomes than people who like retain a lot of weight. So I'm like, you know, it's stupid to go like, here's my magic pill. But at the same time, it's like, man, I could get a butt pill and start losing weight. That would be amazing. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. That seems like a bridge too far for me. Shoving up some, I don't know. I mean, I guess I'd have to know a lot more about this person who donated the awesome poop, and also what sort of fucking tribunal judges whether or not this guy's poop is the best poop. I mean, whether it's like I don't know.
You got to find a good donor, I guess. But I mean, Jeff, you eat ass, right? I mean, it's no different.
Oh, I eat ass like with both hands, man. I get in there like if you've seen the 4th of July Coney Island hot dog eating contest.
Oh no!
And here's a secret: if you want to eat a lot of ass in 10 minutes, you take the buns apart and then you dunk them in water.
Right.
It makes the ass easier to ingest.
Damn, man, that's really good. I wonder, that's such a home run. I gotta imagine other people have made that joke, but that's perfect. I've never heard that at all.
There's nothing new under the sun. I did not know that the taking the buns part was going to be. It all really came together in an awesome fashion. So I can't claim total credit. That was just the magic of the moment there.
Sure, that's the magic.
Yeah. Well, the reason I bring up the biome and the gut thing, I like kefir, and I'll throw a little kefir in a smoothie. And you get that probiotic jazz going on in there. I made a smoothie that was the worst smoothie of all time. I wasn't really paying attention to this recipe I was looking at, and they wanted a bunch of yogurt, but I just said, I'll just substitute kefir. I put a whole lot of kefir in this smoothie, and it was very bitter and it was very nasty. And my farts for the next 40, 50 hours smelled like an industrial process gone bad. I don't know. It was bad. Like, it's bad when your own farts are like they worry you. It was a worry.
Well, and when it's notable, when you're like, something has changed in my butt, like it's always like, that's happened to me a couple times where it's like, wait, and then you got to do like detective work where it's like, well, what even happened?
Well, yeah, I had to go back, like, okay, something dietary or like, some sort of life decisions, like something, I'm being punished for something. Oh, you know what? Maybe the kefir. And so if you want to, and I really suggest that you do, type in kefir and gas. Does kefir give you gas? The answer is you'll get a million awesome articles on that. And the answer is yes, it does. I think I flew a little too close to the sun and had put too much kefir. It was en to the buen, as they say in Espanol.
They say that?
I do.
I had this was a while ago, but I saw these garlic knots on the internet. I want to go try them. They were basically just like full cloves of garlic were in the garlic knots. There was like they were big, like the size of like a steamed bun, like a bao. But they had like probably each of them had like 20 garlics in them, and honestly, it sucked. I love garlic, but these just taste bitter. They didn't taste very garlicky. It tasted bad. And then I was like, I paid fucking $20 for these and it sucked. And then that night, like my guts were just on fire. Like I just had the worst indigestion, like intestinal gas, like all night. And I was like, well, I'm not going to sleep tonight. I'm just going to bear down and try and feel pain, I suppose. Yeah.
Like I love garlic. I've washed my hands 10 times. I reek of garlic right now because I just cleaned a bunch of garlic cloves and made a very garlicky kind of Tuscan bean soup for lunch today. It was very good.
Nice.
And I'm the garlic man. Dino Stamatopoulos, our good friend, when he cooks, he preps the night before. He cuts up, he gets 3,000 cloves of garlic, minces it up, and puts it in a big Corningware bowl and soaks them in olive oil overnight. And then a giant ladle of that goes in everything that he makes. So like if you get a mojito, there's garlic in it. Like everything has garlic. And he made some, I exaggerate. He made some dish that was so garlicky. I was like, oh, this is great. I love it. This is actually hurting. There's so much garlic in it. I went home and thought I was having a heart attack. It actually gave me like my chest was seizing up, and I think there was too much garlic. It really hurt.
That'll hurt. Kevin has posted in the chat, Abed G, I can't listen to this. You're making it so I can't eat my burrito. So, as I said, this is the comment section. We welcome this sort of feedback. And I just want to respond, hey, Abed, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
So,
What Abed doesn't know is that before Abed's burrito was delivered to his home, we pooped in it. We put... Kevin last, if some of you are wondering why we took a little time off in August, it's because Kevin sent us a home poop pill pressing factory. And so we've been pressing our own poopy pills. And so Abed...
those weren't beans, that's all I'm saying. Those weren't beans.
Those weren't beans. These were trademarked, that happens, gut...
Chocolate poopies.
Chocolate poopies. Abed, recently, you guys, hello, Abed. Good to see you or hear you or I'm just glad
See
that
your
you're
text
responding
on
to
screen.
us. Yes.
Sure,
glad that you're involved in some manner on the show. Abed has been sending me a series of the most abstruse, abstract, impenetrably odd messages and photos and videos. He and Justin Roiland, I don't know if they were all on acid or if it was just Abed.
I don't know, man. That doesn't sound like Abed at all.
Well, I think he was. Abed, text Kevin if you were on acid when you sang your Kelsey Grammer song. Abed boasts an amazing ability to improvise songs as Kelsey Grammer doing Frasier.
He should make an album. I think people would buy that, you know?
Yeah. I sat and looked at these over and over and over again. There's another photo of him hanging out with two guys that both look like they were auditioning for Poop Deck Pappy from the Popeye cartoons.
I got that text too. Yeah.
Okay. So he's on some sort of like lanai or veranda or porch or patio. And there's two kind of gray, salty dog looking old dudes, and Abed's in the middle. And I'd like to think that Abed is just going in some sort of Ken Kesey and acid like adventure with a couple old timers. And
it's interesting to be on the outside of stuff like that and to just be like fill in the gaps like mentally. Like I'm sorry, I cut you off.
Yeah, I think maybe that's why I stopped drinking. Those messages were so weird. I thought maybe I had completely lost touch. Like I was having some sort of mental schism that I was broken with reality.
Man,
because I got these series of texts from Justin Roiland, who we don't frequently text each other, but I love and adore Justin, and he was saying like Abed's really hurt, like he's really bummed out about that thing that you did, and I was like, what? Like it's like, I think he misunderstood something, and then it escalated. Then they called me, and it was laid out for me that Abed was tripping tits on LSD, which
sure.
I'd like to be in the room for that. I'd like to just be Jane Goodall and like hide under a banyan tree and just take notes while Abed is on fucking hallucinogens.
Yeah, I think like only getting the pieces of it that are at their discretion is gonna you avoid a lot of the most interesting aspects. You just get it's all the intervening moments and details that I think really tie the room all together. They put together the portrait of where I don't even know. Abed's a interesting guy. He lives an interesting life.
Speaking of Jane Goodall and anthropology and the study of the great apes, did you see Nope, the movie?
No, but I did read it on Wikipedia. And no, you go first. I'll fill in after.
No, I don't want to go on and on about it. Maybe people haven't seen it. Maybe people have strong opinions either way. I really enjoyed it because I didn't know anything about it. I knew that I'd heard that it was weird. But I went in completely cold, which is just how I like to go into a film. And saw it in the theaters, and that fucking chimpanzee scene that really stayed with me. That fucked me up.
Well, that's actually what I was going to comment on, is that it turns out that scene was taken from a dream that Jordan had, and it was like years before the movie, and he like tweeted about it. He was like, I woke up from this dream where there was this chimpanzee that like attacked people in like a film set, and I woke up crying. And then that was like years ago. And then, fast forward to now, Nope came out. And I found that really interesting because I'm like an amateur dream symbologist. And as a dream symbologist, it's like the monkey and the setting and stuff, it all speaks to, on some level it can speak to feeling constrained, but on the other end it speaks to like the entertainment profession in general. And so like that is a symbol of like someone who's in the industry, and it being like this violent, hurtful place that's like where, I don't know. And then the whole movie of Nope is like kind of on some level about creating and about the artist's like version in the world, like how you have to what do you call it? Like sell yourself or sell your own experience, monetize your own experiences as art, like your own traumas, commodify your traumas to kind of make a living as an artist. And it's just really interesting that symbologically, like that dream, that seed dream that was at the front of the movie, it breaks down into like all of those same dimensions that the movie ends up like touching on and like turning a camera at, which I thought was really interesting. I would have to assume he didn't think about that. He just, you know, he was exploring that himself, but it's interesting that it lines up with like my understanding of like known dream symbols.
That is interesting. Also interesting, you have all these opinions. You haven't seen the goddamn movie.
Hey, I read Wikipedia.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say that you're wrong. There was some symbolic stuff in there that I'd like to go back to it and watch it again, because like there's a couple images that I was like, I don't understand what that is supposed to represent, but I let it wash over me. There's a sky boogan that shits blood on a house, and for me, that's just good filmmaking. That's giving me everything that I want, nothing that I don't want.
Yeah, man, it's very Evangelion. I've been watching Evangelion, Jeff. It's an anime. It's really crazy and fucked up and weird. Yeah, it's just got weird imagery. It's really crazy. I don't know how to explain it. It's a real masterpiece, though. I'll say that.
I love it. I've just been doing my thing, which is I haven't been going out and staying out at bars and stuff like that. So I've just been watching a lot of TCM and old movies, and streaming a couple things. My tech setup at my house is so outdated. I can't watch Netflix. I can watch it on my computer, like in front of my home computer. I can watch streaming stuff like that. But I don't like to sit in my office and watch on a small screen. I've got this giant TV downstairs. Sure. But my TV is so old, it won't use the right cable to that Netflix and all the big streaming services, Hulu and whatnot, that you need. It doesn't even carry that. There's probably a converter I could get. I don't know. Yeah, I just need to get all new stuff anyway. But I was trying to watch The Old Man with Jeff Bridges, and I'm watching it on. I mean, I have FX, I have cable, so I could have watched it. I didn't know that it was out, and I didn't want to wait, so I bought it last night, trying to watch it, trying to binge it. Every fucking 30 seconds, the wheel starts spinning, and it's lagging, and it's trying to read, like trying to load it and stuff like that. Kevin, you're a tech person. Is there a way I can get around that? Is there something to do with that, or you just have to? Is that just my lot in life now?
I think you just gotta get Kevin to come into your house and just rip everything out and completely redo your tech. I'm sure he could really set you up.
Next time I'm in LA, I'll stop by one weekend and we'll just rip it all out and start over.
That's what I want to do. I want to keep a couple components. Like I like my audio stuff. My speakers are great, and that's just speakers and cable and stuff like that. But I need new TV, all new flim flam, and just so I'm ready to rock on all platforms, stuff like that. Because I'm at the mercy of TCM, and I've now seen every goddamn Joan Crawford movie 45 times.
Hey, there's worse things though in life, right? I don't know.
I don't want to watch. Like, I don't know. I'm such a fuddy-duddy. I don't like reading popular books. I wouldn't be caught dead carrying like a very popular author because I'm a snooty patootie and I'm all in your bazootie.
Not my bazootie.
I think that was the Beastie Boys who said that. I met a little cutie, and she was all in my bazootie. The bazootie. That's the name of our me, Kevin, and Spencer's custom poop pills. That's called Bazootie.
All up in your bazootie. We get up all bazootie. We get up all up in there.
Yes, we get all up in it. Fecal transplant, man. I just say you roll the dice and just drink half a gallon of kefir and just. A friend of mine came over to my house, and I at some point I was inured to it. I didn't know I was completely. I had Dutch ovened myself to the point where I desensitized my olfactory flim flams, and my friend came in and she was like, "Oh my God, open a window, open a window." And I was like, "What?" I've stopped smelling it. Just not good. It didn't smell like. It didn't smell organic. It didn't smell like it came from the animal kingdom. It really did.
It smelled very corporate in your apartment.
Yeah,
very factory farm.
One time I'd gone to a friend's pool party. Ray Pruitt, you know Ray, and
Sure. He's the guy in Dan Harmon's Raps.
Yes, he is. And hello, Ray, if you're listening out in Sparkle Farm outside of Austin, Texas. Somebody had brought hash cookies, and I had too many of them, and I think it was Thanksgiving. It was because I was eating a lot of tofurkey, and this was kind of early days of tofurkey. Tofurkey has evolved into the fantastic product that it is now. And it's my friends from Red Meat, the great country band from Oakland, California. Tofurkey is faux turkey, like no turkey I know. There's other lyrics to it. It's very good. And written by Scott from Red Meat. But I ate a lot of synthetic turkey, and I got really high on hash cookies, and I got well drunk. I don't know how I made it home. I could have walked it, but I don't think I did. All I know is I woke up very well rested at like 3 p.m. the next day, like partially dressed. No idea how I'd gotten there or what had gone on the night before. I completely just really overdid it on the weed or the hash and probably cheap beer and pickled eggs, if I know Ray Pruitt. And I must have slept for like 12, 13 hours, and I felt great. And I'm walking around and I'm looking at my bathroom, and there was just puke everywhere. But again, it didn't look like puke. It was the color of, like, if you ever make a model airplane or like a model battleship, it was naval
Also
battleship.
Oh,
huh?
I thought you were going to say balsa wood, but I think you're going a darker color.
No, it was battleship gray. It looked like gray model paint. My toilet was filled. It looked like somebody opened up a can of battleship gray paint and just filled it with it, and then dropped the can and splattered it all around the room. And so I wonder if any other vegetarians out there have eaten enough fake meat to where your puke is an inorganic shade of gray. It was alarming.
That is horrifying to imagine. And I love imagining things, but that is, I'm trying to do the math on like what puts that all together.
Because I'd also eaten, sweet potatoes and stuffing and, probably some sort of corn and, other, some green beans and other things that you have on a Thanksgiving. I broke bread with some of my Native American tribal friends that had stopped by, and we learned how to plant a fish in the dirt and grow a maize. And
wow, you gave them smallpox blankets?
Yes. I like that people go to corn mazes, like out in the Midwest. I wonder if Native Americans go to maize corns.
Heyo. That's our time, folks. Thanks so much for coming out.
That's got to be somebody else's. Anyway, inorganic. Yeah, so, sometimes it made me wonder if tofurkey, like what's. I think I need to visit a tofurkey plant and see what exactly it looks like as it's going into the hopper and coming out of the extruder.
But that's so light. It's so light colored. Like the gray, you'd have to have like a lot of blue or something to kind of like chill out all the reds of the potatoes and stuff. I'd imagine. I don't know.
Yeah,
so it's a tough nut to crack.
It wouldn't have been the hash cookies. Those were just oatmeal cookies with a lot of hash in it.
Right.
Yeah.
You'd see that in the cookies. But
I did. Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, you've been on tour. Like, are there any highlights of the tour? I'm sure you've talked a lot about touring just in your casual life, but like, what's it been like? I mean, touring's kind of your life. And so you have a lifestyle about it, but have there been any real crazy events, anything super notable?
Well, last time I was on the show, we talked about me cracking my head in Toronto, right?
I don't remember that, but I don't pay attention to you talking. I don't think so. Kevin's shaking his head.
Okay, well, I really thought
you must have really hit your head.
No shit. We didn't talk about the scar above my eyebrow. Can you see that at all?
I don't think we talked about that. I can't see it.
It's a little line right there, right here.
Maybe.
We were up in Ontario doing a lot of Canada gigs, and we had a day off in Toronto. And I was walking down the main drag on King Street, and I went to a hotel down the road. It's kind of a nice hotel. I had a nice breakfast. I had some pastries and a juice and a little cortado coffee. And I was reading my book, and I was fantastic. We had a full day off in Toronto, which is rare that we get a nice day off in a big city. Sometimes we do. And my favorite thing is like like, oh, it's Toronto. I know exactly where I'm going to go have lunch, and I know exactly where I'm going to go have dinner. It's a great food town. There's all sorts of international awesomeness there. So I timed it right. I was not drinking. And I would probably be drunk the night before, but I was not, drunk in any way or hungover. And I was cruising down the street to go to this pizza place that I like on King Street, and it's about not quite a mile walk from where I was. And I'm walking down the road. It's a light drizzle. I have an umbrella with me just in case it starts to really rain, but I like the light drizzle. And so I'm cruising, and I get to the pizza joint right when they open at 11:30, and I knew what I was going to order because they have awesome Neapolitano pizza, and they're closed for renovations. It didn't say that on the website or on Yelp and shit. So I was disappointed. They go, well, there's the other location that's down towards downtown. I go, I was just there, but I like this one better because the decor is nicer and this is kind of a cooler area. And they go, yeah, well, that's all you got. So I start walking back, and again, it's drizzling. It's noon on a very busy lunchtime sidewalk downtown Toronto on King Street, and I start feeling like weird. I start feeling really funky, and I was like, what? I just didn't feel right. And I started to kind of tunnel vision, like my field of vision just started to kind of just close in. And then I couldn't really walk right. My legs weren't really responding. Like I just felt really, really wonky. And I was looking for a place to sit down. And because it's Toronto, it's endlessly under construction downtown. They've been fixing the same sidewalk for like since Margaret Trudeau was prime minister. Thank you. It took me a while to. If you say any name and put Trudeau on it, it was probably a prime minister at some point. So Ted Trudeau. So there was nowhere to sit down. I couldn't find a bench. I couldn't find like a bus stop, to sit down. I just wasn't feeling good. And I'm looking for like a cafe or a restaurant to go into, but it was all scaffolding and it was nothing open. It was like banks and stuff like that. And I was like, I need to sit down. And I remember the last thing I remember is me using my umbrella because I couldn't just sit down, and I didn't really want to sit down because it was a dirty, drizzly, construction zoney sidewalk. It was going to be a little gunky, and I was like, "Fuck it, I got to sit down. I'm gonna fall over." And the last thing I remember was using my umbrella to kind of like as a cane to kind of lower myself down. That's the last thing I remember. The next thing I know, I'm in an ambulance, and there's two EMTs above me. And to paint the picture, these guys were incredibly good looking. These guys looked like they would be like the guys that you would root for like in a Big Brother episode or something like that. Like reality show hot. But these guys, were here to help and not be extraordinary douchewads. But they had like sexy tattoos, and these guys were like they could be in the movies. And so I'm fucking him, and I mean fucking him. And
you wake up fucking some hot guys. That's very Jeff, isn't it?
I gave them a little vitamin D, if you know what I'm talking about. So they started asking me questions like, "Do you know where you are?" And I was like, "No."
Am I in the jungle, baby? Like
I'm laying down on a stretcher in the back of the ambulance, and we're moving. We're going to an emergency room. And I go, no, I don't know where I am. And they go, do you know what your name is? And I said, I kind of paused for a second. I'm like, Jeff? And they're like, yes, that's correct. And they said, would you be in Toronto by any chance? And I said, I do remember saying this. I'm like, why would I be in Toronto? And I took my phone out of my pocket, and I noticed that there was a plastic bag with my hat, that flat cap I was always wearing. That's in the trash now because it was caked in blood. Oh, so yeah, there's a little picture of my scar. They did a good job of sewing me up. So there's just a bag full of blood. Oh, that picture right there that Kevin is showing. We were back in Toronto after I got my stitches sewed up. I went back to Toronto like 3 or 4 days later and went back down King Street to retrace my steps and find the place that I fell. That right there is my blood stain that I left. And thank God it was a busy afternoon and there was a bunch of people there. So somebody must have seen me immediately just go down, and nobody stole my wallet or my phone or anything. And they were being very awesomely nice and Canadian. And I took a very cheap, very inexpensive ambulance ride to the thing, and I had mild amnesia. Oh, so they said, would you be in Toronto? I said, why would I be in Toronto? And I took my phone out and I called our tour manager, Morgan, whom you also know very well, Spencer.
Yeah,
and
he did the Harmontown tour.
I did, I think, what all tour managers love when you're on the road. I asked him, hey, Morgan, this is Jeff. Should I be in Toronto right now? and a little bit of a pause. He goes, yeah, meaning we're leaving to go to Kingston or, Windsor or something else in Ontario the next day. I was like, okay, cool. Bye, click. I'm sure that was that really made his day. Wow. So we get to the thing. It's a afternoon on was it a weekend? No, it was a weekday. And the ER was it was a circus. It was a lot going on. There was a lot of screaming and wailing and people, on various stages of drug withdrawal and people that are hurt. And I'm sitting there on a stretcher and they showed me a mirror. I was completely caked in blood. And I had a pretty bandage with just soaked in blood on my head. I was just one big gob of goo. They sewed me up finally. I was there for several hours. They sewed me up. They gave me like a painkiller and something for the nausea because I clearly concussed myself. And I was on the verge of puking, but they give you that thing, which I can't think of, that makes you instantly not have to puke. And so they did a CT scan. They ran my blood pressure. They did blood work, blood sugar levels, EKG, the whole gamut, and the whole battery. And the doctor came in and he's like, I don't know what to tell you. He's like, your numbers are perfect. Like your EKG, there's no bruising on your brain. There's no bleeding. You're mildly concussed, but there's no damage to your brain. Your heart is perfect. Your blood sugar levels are fine. Because I just assumed I was like low blood sugar or something like that, and kind of collapsed. And he's like, all your blood work, like organs, everything, all your numbers are great. And I go, so what happened? And he goes, you're really dehydrated. So I was just dehydrated and went splat. Thank God I lowered myself down halfway. That really could have been bad. I could have re-broken my nose. I could have smashed in my eye orbital. I could have cracked my skull. Like all sorts of shit could have happened. So it's a very lucky thing, and it's a scar that will probably in time be very unnoticeable. And if you're in Canada and you have this scar, you look like you play hockey. I was actually on the way to a show a couple of days later with the scar still pretty visible, and because the stitching was still in, and I was in a suit because I was going to the show, and I was asked by a woman in a restaurant. She's like, "Oh, what team do you play for?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" She goes, "What hockey team?" I'm like, "You think I look like a hockey player?" Because I don't have a whole lot of muscle. I hate to break it to you, that Hapachinas, not known for my muscular frame. But she's like, no, like apparently all hockey players, when they go to the games, they dress up. They show up to the rink in a suit, and they all have that scar above their eyebrow. Anyway, all's well that ends well, but very, very scary. And it could have been so much worse. So I've been hydrating MRFer since then, and just can't drink enough water and stuff like that. But this. Traveling dehydrates you. Sleeping in hotels dehydrates you. Drinking heavily dehydrates the shit out of you. And even though I think I'm drinking water all day long, it's just you're not. And or I wasn't. And so cut out the booze, had a few days of kind of uncomfortable sleep and bad withdrawals from that and stuff like that, which is not good. And my body telling me just stop. So I've been in very good shape and very healthy. I'm cooking, I'm eating, I'm buying furniture and nesting, and I'm doing things in my kitchen, and I'm working out, and I'm writing again on my Patreon, not very quickly and not very good, but trying to get that shit done. So that was the most exciting thing, and it was pretty freaky. But I was on stage the next night with a big Band-Aid on my head.
Wow, that's crazy, man.
Yeah,
yeah.
If you are gonna hurt yourself, Americans, do it in Canada, because when it was all over, when I left the emergency room, I was like, "Do you think I'm okay to walk back the 8 blocks from my hotel?" Like, yeah, if you're not, just hail a cab or call a car or something like that. And I think they advised me not to. They said call a car, but I was like, right. I'll just walk, and that was fine because they had me. I was on an IV for 4 hours, 5 hours, so I was quite hydrated. But they when I left to go out to the front desk I'm used to, if you get any procedure of any kind in a U.S. ER or hospital or anything, there's a lot of paperwork and a lot of shit, before they let you leave. And I walked up to the gal at the front desk. I'm like, do I need to sign anything or fill anything out? She goes, why? I'm like, I'm leaving. She goes, well, is there anything else that you want here? I'm like, no. And she goes, you're good to go. The other day, I got a small bill from Canada, from the Cedar Sinai in Toronto. And again, I thank all of the awesome staff and people there doing an awesome job in a pretty freaky environment, because it was pretty wild in there. Like, people locking themselves in the bathrooms and screaming and wrecking shit. There was more police than there were patients in there.
Wow.
But yeah, they sent it to me, and I sent it to my insurance, and that'll all be taken care of. And so, yeah, it was pretty scary. There were a couple times later on, like while I was on tour, where I started to feel a little wonky, and I just went back to the hotel room, took a nap, drank a lot of electrolytes and stuff like that, and was fine. And nothing has been bad. I went to a workout today that nearly killed me, so I think I'm in the kind of health where I can go kill myself on purpose now, and that's a positive step.
That's what counts. So
How about
in
you?
that story, that story, when did you alert the other people? Obviously you called Morgan, but you weren't like, I'm in an ambulance. So when did you just handle it all, get back to the hotel before you talked to anybody about it?
I let them know that evening and said that, hey, I fainted and whacked my head, and I have some stitches, and there's nothing wrong with me except dehydration. So the good thing about improv is like if we needed it, they could do the show without me. I mean, it would be a farce.
It wouldn't be funny. Yeah.
No, it would neither be funny. It should. I don't recommend it, but no, but we actually had people on call because we're in Toronto, which is there is a second city, or maybe there was a second city. Did they shut down Toronto Second City? I think they might have.
Maybe.
At least I think they're doing it like in a smaller building, because they used to have this awesome space, but I think that's gone. Spencer, you were saying before we started rolling on this one today that all the improv shows are going away in Los Angeles, seems like. Yeah,
like UCB doesn't exist anymore, does it? I don't know. Like,
I think Improv Olympic is defunct too. I don't know.
Yeah.
The Groundlings will carry on because they charge you $9 million until,
Well, that's the thing. That's what I was complaining about. I was like, I can't even spend $25,000 to learn improv anymore. What's this country coming to?
Second City is still open in Chicago, Hollywood, and Toronto.
Shut up, Kevin.
Well, I think what I heard, because our musical director and Who's Live Anyway, our show, and if you go to whoslive.com, all of our upcoming dates are happening. We're doing loads of gigs all over the U.S. coming up this late summer and fall and winter.
Nice.
And on into 2023. He was a musical director for Second City Toronto for 25 years. Bob Durkach, who is just the Superman of awesomeness. I think he was saying that they closed down their big space. So I think they're operational, but maybe not in the room they used to be. I don't know.
Yeah, different space. That makes sense.
Yeah. Speaking of
yeah, go ahead.
Speaking of funny people from Toronto or Canada, I was driving down the street and I hear, "Hey, Jeff!" And there's a dude with silver-haired, young little cherub in a convertible car. It was Dave Foley. I'll tell you what. There's maybe no nicer person to just hear you or hear them say your name out loud and turn around and see. It's just that completely made my day. Just that Dave Foley went, "Hey, Jeff!" And then he drove straight in the sidewalk and tried to kill me. And going back to the story about the guy that saw me pick my nose and we shared a lovely moment, I completely ran him down, and he's no longer with us. So.
Well, that's just sharing a different kind of moment in a lot of ways, and that's even more intimate, I would say.
I think he went out on top. I think we shared a lovely moment, and I think when you've reached the pinnacle of human endeavor and enjoyment, just pull the plug. Just time to go.
And his last words were, "Thank you."
Thank you. And I went to his funeral.
Show, everybody.
I went to his funeral. I attended. No one knew who I was. It was a lovely service, and it was open casket. And long story short, I'm fucking him. And I mean,
hell yeah.
I mean, really, really fucking him.
Well, you couldn't possibly mean that you were really fucking him, could you? You couldn't have been really fucking him.
I took a little. No, I was going to say something really gross. I demur. I'm not going to say it.
Damn.
It involved fecal transplants, but I think it was a bridge too far. And I sometimes the better part of valor is discretion.
No, I agree. I'd say, yeah, definitely the better part of valor. But yeah, I don't know. You like doing improv, Jeff? Is it fun? Does it get tedious?
No,
does it get tiring? It's always fun.
Still fun. Like as I've said, when improv isn't fun, it's when you're doing it in a situation that's not set up for success. Like it's just not a like the audience isn't in the mood for it. Like if you're doing like a corporate event, and nobody wants to see you do improv.
Corporate improv
at a Pfizer corporate, show. It's Saturday night. It's the end of their fucking week, talking about getting you addicted to their overpriced drugs. All these people want to do is go to the bar, have a drink, cheat on their spouses, and spread around uncurable STDs, and then give each other.
They would be curable if it weren't for fucking Pfizer. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Did you get? I probably took a Pfizer shot, so I really shouldn't throw stones. But I'm
a Moderna guy.
That's when improv is not fun because the audience is not there to enjoy it. I'm very fortunate in the fact that when we do our shows, people are there because they know us and they like us, and so it's like it's so set up for success that it's just fun. Like we just get to go out there and goof off and like it's the best gig in the world. So I love it. But speaking of UCB, like the one that was on Franklin in Hollywood, I did improv for free with the likes of Matt Gorley and some other people back in the early 90s through the 90s and to into the late 90s. And the cast would outnumber the audience. And Woof. It was a lot of people of varying abilities and people that wouldn't, you didn't work together enough constantly to really kind of get that cohesion and stuff like that. So that's improv that was scary and a little treacherous. I don't like that improv. I like doing improv with famous people that people love. It's like if I walk out on stage and Ryan Stiles is there, it's like I'm going to be okay. If I hit a single and I can get on base, I did my job. Ryan is out there hitting home runs and stuff like that. We have Bob Durkash making music and we play lovely theaters and stuff like that. So it's fantastic. If I go see an improv show that I'm not involved in, it terrifies me. I get really nervous watching other people do it. My friend Joe Bill from Chicago Improv, from Annoyance Theater and Improv Olympic and Second City way back in the day and stuff like that. Joe Bill, one of my favorite people. If you ever run into Joe Bill, he's 11 feet tall and he will chain smoke and you will talk about philosophy of improv until the bar shut down at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. in Chicago. It's the best. He took me to go watch some of the students at Improv Olympic in Chicago, and I was fucking flabbergasted. It was demoralizing because they're actually improvising like in a modern way. We're still doing vaudeville comparatively. It's that short form whose line kind of improv where it's it's just very joke oriented and gag oriented, and it's more about like being funny fast as opposed to creating something larger like characters and stories and stuff like that. So I left there just kind of like a little concerned for my next show because those kids are goddamn funny. They're all going to take over the world. Well, they already are. Yeah,
it's a shame.
Have you ever done?
Do it.
I mean, podcasts are all improv. You're not reciting anything right now, but have you ever done improv, like with a troupe and anything, like something like that?
No, I mean, it's I don't know that I want to do improv. Like, it's not like a desire of mine to go up and play, as they say, but I do want to do it just to get, I don't know. I used to be funny, Jeff. I don't know if you know this, but I actually used to be pretty funny. I would do Harmontown and I was sometimes pretty funny, and I've lost a lot of those kind of like instincts and chops and stuff. And I never really had a foundation. Yeah, go ahead.
Can I step in and completely disagree with you on that? Because if anything has changed, it's the fact that you don't have a live audience anymore. You're incredibly good with a live audience because you are very good at reading the room and matching, and like kind of like you pay attention to the vibe, whether that's conscious or unconsciously. When you drop in a little just jab, a little just funny tag to a conversation and stuff like that, incredibly funny. But I think that has a lot to do with you being in front of other human beings.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, I appreciate you saying that. I don't, I'm not going to be like, no way, you're wrong or whatever. But I think that's kind of what I mean. Like, I feel like I've lost a bit of that instinct. But yeah, maybe it's just not being in front of an audience. But like, I think I have a lot of natural talents. I think I'm good at timing, and stuff like that. So there's stuff I have going for me, but I haven't like learned any of it. It's all just kind of naturalistic. Whereas a lot of people who have gone through improv training and stuff, they're just used to the zip zap zop of it all or whatever, and they're just kind of more worked out to an extent, where it's like I kind of feel like I imagine myself going through some of that and being like, oh man, like with what I have already and then a little bit of training or whatever, maybe I could be like not unstoppable, but like maybe I could
I think like doing like what we're doing right now, like I don't know, I wouldn't say that we're trying to be funny necessarily, or if we're even succeeding at being funny. I think occasionally something is funny, but when you're not hearing the immediate laughter, except from looking at these small windows of you and Kevin, you have to do this thing where you have to pretend that there's a laugh there, which kind of seems to me to be a very arrogant thing. It's just to like pretend that what you said is funny and hear the laugh and leave a space for that laugh, because I don't know. I think it's a mixture of not giving a shit at some point. It's just like
also the tape delay is not good either,
Yeah. Back to what you're asking about being back on the road and stuff like that. It is so fun to just, go out there and just have other human beings out there and laughing in the moment. The first gigs that we did were still like when we were coming out of the pandemic, all the theaters required proof of vaccination and masks on at all times, which was awesome because we got to go out and, be on stage and make money again. And audiences got to go out and do stuff. But having a mask on for an hour and a half and laughing through it, that's not fun. That can't, like just constantly steaming up your face with laughter, and it's hard to hear audience suggestions and stuff like that. So not optimal. These days, like more recently, most theaters don't require it. A lot of people still wear them because, they're sitting, shoulder to shoulder with strangers and stuff. Some cities, strangely, are all about masks, and so like not like necessarily cities that you would think would be like, liberal snowflake, we're going to wear masks cities. And some of those cities don't give a shit about masks, and some really do. Some theaters really care about it, some care less about it, and stuff like that. So, but it is nice to see people smiling again. I was never a big fan of fist bumping. I kind of become a fist bumper because after 2 years of being afraid of being infected by everybody, like I really don't like touching strangers as much as I used to. I'm a very handsy person. But I like being able to say goodbye to my friends and hug them, and I like to be able to see their teeth when they smile and shit like that. So
yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, I mean, it's been weird. I look at people's shoes, so that's not necessarily something I pick up too much. But yeah, I get it. That makes sense. You're great at eye contact. You're really good at that. Not me though.
I've noticed. Well, yeah, I think that's not a compliment necessarily, but yeah, you're definitely right. Like I'm a total eye contact person. I look at people. I look them in the eye, and some people like that, and some people get very uncomfortable by that. I don't really give a turkey, but it's just kind of a natural thing that I do. But
and most people like it.
I've noticed that, like, it's almost like I've been feeling like have I lost self-confidence because I don't feel comfortable walking up to somebody, looking them in the eye, and talking as confidently as I used to do, just because our bubbles all got big. And I feel my bubble being more easily burst by other people, and I think everybody else does too. A lot of other people do, and so I've noticed that like I kind of speak a little less confidently sometimes. Like if I'm talking to a hostess at a restaurant or a host, that I'm not really just like projecting my voice. I kind of just kind of stammer under my breath and say things twice because I didn't make myself clear. It's I think we all have to learn how to be social again.
I think we'll get it back. I think it'll probably take a while. Like, I think it's hard to like understand how like the subtle stuff comes into play, but I think we'll get it back eventually, but who knows when,
Yeah. Any romance in your life, Spencer?
Oh, no. I don't know. I've been thinking about asking some people out or joining. These dating apps, they're not good. It's like running a marathon, except instead of like running, you're just getting punched in the stomach, like really hard. It's like a really rough feeling as someone, you ever play Sonic, Jeff?
A few times. A friend of mine, is that Sega Genesis?
Yeah, Sega Genesis. Great game. Anyway.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Are we hearing this the Sonic?
Oh no! Oh no, Jeff! We're out of time. Oh my God, we're running out of time, Jeff.
Hey, can I come back next? Can I come back next Sunday again? Because I go on the road the week after that. Can I come join you one more time once again for the that happens?
Well, I'd answer your question, but we're out of time.
All right, fuck you.
No, it's fine. We're fine. No, for sure. I'd love to have you back. And then the week after that, you're going to be back on tour, right?
Yes, I'm also going to be out in stores with a nationwide push on our new biome improving butt pills called Bazooties. Lick it, suck it, put it up your butt and fuck it. And I'll see you at the poopies.
Good night. No, so Who's Live Is It Anyway, right? Who's Live Is It Anyway.com for tickets.
The show's called Who's Live Anyway. The website is Who's.
Got it.
No, it's Who's Live Anyway, sorry. And the website is who'slive.com. We still have an old website that I won't even say it because it's the full name, and that website has been defunct for years, and it's very weird and confusing. We're still trying to get that gone. So who'slive.com with all of our tour dates and all that jazz. Come out and visit us, and if you come to the show, send a message to us here. That happens, and I'll try to come out and say hi and visit you after the show, and we'll get it on good and proper.
Yeah, and if you talk to Jeff, let him know that I'm really funny and talented. I'm not sure why, but hey, why not? I have a Patreon, patreon.com/thesixler. Give me money. The reason that you haven't been able to, I'm like I said, we've been doing these shows. We haven't missed a beat. We've been doing the shows the whole time. And I've heard nasty rumors that if you actually subscribe to the Patreon, you could find those episodes. I can't verify. I don't know if that's true or not.
This
but I've heard that people who subscribe to my Patreon have had a very easy time finding those episodes that the rest of you fucking idiots haven't been able to find.
I also have a Patreon, Storytime with Jeff B. Davis. I can't even in good conscience ask you to come do it because I've been so lazy on it. Thank you to all the people that are on it and that have stuck with me while I've just been a complete turd and non-productive for the last several months. But I'm back in action, and I thank you all. Spencer and Kevin, lovely to see you, and thank you for tuning in and listening to the dulcet tones of our voices.
And until next time, we always end the segment the same way, which is I say something stupid that I can't really think of, as
how about this? Is anything going on in the news with Nazis?
The Nazis are mad that Joe Brandon canceled the student debt. Joe Brandon, he's shitting on the Pope. You hear about Joe Brandon shitting on the Pope?
I love this joke. I forget how it goes.
No, Joe Brandon shit on the Pope or something. I don't know. But I think that's awesome. The Catholic Church is a scourge that has destroyed the lives of many young children. So I think it's actually very based and red pilled of Joe Brandon to shit on the Pope. So, that's what matters. Good night, everybody.
Starburns Audio.